Now, you're something of an expert when it comes to building a champagne brand. How does one go about doing that in North America and other markets?
You need time, patience, determination. Means you have some good story. I mean, I've been involved with some amazing brand that's still now established in the market. I see that personally, I love to be brand. That's get me excited, and I love the challenge. It's not easy. I mean, we are meeting today at the office of the Vines with our agent for Ontario. That help us with the same. Just try to find the same mindset between us. We're kind of boutique champagne house in the Vine, medium-sized agent, a great portfolio. We want to be in restaurant, and this is really their forte. So, and Champagne understand that mentioned earlier. Understand how to build brands. They understand quality first and foremost, branding, PR. And
Champagne itself being that brand that's
it's a great point. Sometimes I have question, and there is some competitor we are kind of big, and my philosophy is to say I'm kind of happy to have them in the market, because one thing I don't need to explain to anybody in the world is the word champagne. What is champagne?
That's already firmly established. Yeah.
Thanks to those guys. And another thing which is quite important, that the positioning they have in the market, luxury, allow us to being a little bit more aggressive to take market share. So that's the way we build brands, and they have been pretty successful. I mean, so far, 4 years in the U.S. market, we are growing, and now introducing in Ontario, which is different market, as you know, the monopoly. So it's more challenging, but we know once we are in.
So, which leads me to my next question. Having the experience that you have had within the world of champagne and building brands and building markets, what kind of differences have you seen between different markets when it comes to the palate of the consumer? Because there's the famous saying about how the British enjoy their champagne. Does that stand true for other markets? Say perhaps. Going out to the Far East, or going to North America, or going into other places in Europe?
So I can talk about Champagne Collet. I mean, there is one style of Champagne Collet. I mean, it was some talk, and I heard it doesn't concern us at all, and that sometimes we can change the dosage according to the market. So,
I've heard that. I've heard that from some houses.
Right. I don't know if it's true or not, but I think there is. For instance, if we talk about the house style of Champagne Collet, we are what we call the reductive winemaking process compared to more oxidative winemaking process, which is a big word to say. We are much more food-forward style champagne, which I call that more kind of a modern style compared to more yeasty, breedy.
Yep, I understand.
That's maybe English market might like better. So
that more autolytic character, that's kind of traditional style.
Traditional style. We're much more food forward, more balance, harmony. That's kind of word. I like to hear personally when I drink a wine. I need my grassy, the fruit, and a good tannin for wine, and good food for champagne.
I think it is a much more contemporary style, because that yeastier style is a little bit hard for the average consumer to comprehend, I think.
Right. No, absolutely. And that's one of the success of Collet today. That originally Collet was, if you look at the website, it says with gastronomy since 1921. In fact, in France, we are very in tune with the gastronomy. In fact, we have an award every year in December at Beaux-Arts. We give the award in Beaux-Arts, and we work for 6 months, start in June until December, with chef, Michelin star chef, and we asked them to do a pairing with one of the cuvées Champagne Collet, and they write a book, and so we're really involved with this. I always say that champagne is probably one of the best wine you can find for any kind of pairing. I mean, I did some pairing.
I'd agree with you there.
With asparagus, with chocolate. I mean, everybody's scratching his head to say, "What are you going to do that?" But it is true, the champagne, because it's such acidity, it's different style, that it's the best pairing you can have. So Collet is very in tune, attached with the world of gastronomy. There is no doubt about it.
Having worked with champagne as a sommelier over the years, I understand how versatile it can be throughout the course of a meal. But I sometimes think champagne does become a victim of its own success, where people, the average consumer, quite often, especially in North America, basically thinks of champagne and thinks of celebration, not often with food, unless it's tiny hors d'oeuvres or something like that.
No, it's a longer. It's been a long battle.
Yes, yeah.
We won't solve it tomorrow. I think we did some headways. I mean, every time I talk, for winemaker or staff training, or the first thing I say, champagne is a wine, and people look at me and say, really? Yeah, you're producing a wine before we produce.
It's a wine before it's a champagne.
It's champagne. Yeah. And when you start explaining that you can have a wonderful dinner with a glass of with a bottle of champagne, they're starting to understand. Now it's a glass of champagne for celebration, good or bad celebration. But it's education. It's no doubt about it. And it was this topic about, as you sommelier, what kind of glass can you use to drink champagne?
Of course.
So my logic is to taste champagne. You and I, we're professional. I like burgundy glasses.
Yeah,
it's a wine. I like swivel my glass and get the flavors. I think you should keep the flute for the regular consumer, because flute and coupe, the famous coupe, is really linked to the image. And
I personally don't like the coupe. It goes flat way
the
too quickly for me.
I share that with you, but I'd rather see that in the coupe than in a glass of wine, especially for consumer.
Yes, I understand.
Right, this is our little kingdom of glassware, where we should keep it only for champagne.
Now, you have quite a big market in the US right now. It's getting bigger, and to keep something in the interview very, very timely, I know you're the North American market, but do you have a big market in the UK?
So the number one market for Champagne Collet is the French market.
Right, domestic. Okay,
domestic.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, most of the brands in French is a big market. So if you look at even the figures, the shipment figures from Champagne, French market is probably 50% of the overall sales. So UK is pretty strong. I'm talking in general. We talk about Korea. You have England, but because of Brexit,
I was about to ask.
It's a major issue. I think they lost close to 20% of the sales.
So that's people preempting the Brexit situation.
It's complicated.
Yeah. Oh yes,
it's a little bit messy, I would say.
Yeah.
So then you have the US market, which is pretty strong. So for Collet, number one in the French market, number one export market, the US market. I'm kind of proud of that,
well, that's your baby.
It's my baby, so I kind of like that, we are pretty strong in England too. We have a good partner. Australia, we're putting up in Japan. So we're today in 40 countries. So it's. But there is a new management team. Has been there for 6 years. They did the revamping the packaging.
Right.
They bring some fresh energy and marketing and
some new blood. Yeah.
New blood. I mean, every team did their job, and it's up to us to take it to the new level. And probably after meeting somebody else, take it to another level. But that's the way it works. So that's more or less for us the key market. I mean, we're still opening market. I mean, this is I need to open British Columbia. I need to open Mexico.
Right.
I need to open Brazil. So there is a lot of work ahead of us.
So a little bird told me that perhaps you were thinking of doing the same kind of partnership with the kind of culinary side of things within Canada.
Right. So we would like to duplicate what they do in France.
Yes.
But in France it's easy because they can bring people to the winery and do the pairing, go to Paris.
Yeah.
So we like to replicate and to adapt it to the market. To team up with some chef, maybe to have an award. to really position Champagne Collet in the restaurant world, in the gastronomy world. That's what we like to do. So we're talking with the vine, with Rita, and how we could do it, and the cost behind it.
Oh yes, yeah.
The issue, as you know here, that every sample you bring, it's so complicated that
I know how that works. Yeah, it's very complicated. Yeah.
For us, they say, well, it's a case of sample. I say, no, you have to be approved and send it and pay the taxes, and so
It does get prohibitively expensive, actually.
Yeah,
well, I wish you all the best with all your endeavours with regards to working alongside our gastronomic society. Thank you very much for your time today. I really appreciate the interview.
No, thank you very much for your time, and nice to see you again.
Super. Take care.
Take
Bye-bye.
care. Bye-bye.